I'm Fiona from Get Wise about portion size, and today you're only going to see my hands. I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what the portion plate is and how it relates to real food. So, we are teaching the portion plate to our children in school. The portion plate is a very simple tool that teaches the components of a healthy, balanced diet. For example, half of their plate is fruit and vegetables, quarter of the plate is carbohydrate, and quarter of the plate is protein. This really is a memory aid for the children. They'll make a portion plate in school, and when they make the plate and then display it at home, it'll help them to remember what their portion sizes should be and also not to oversize their portions. So it teaches them what a healthy, balanced meal should look like. So just to recap, half of their plate should be fruit and vegetables, quarter of their plate carbohydrate and quarter protein. So each child will be given a paper plate and you'll divide it down the middle and divide it again. And then they will decorate their plate as part of an art project. So they'll decorate half their plate with fruit and vegetables, quarter with protein. Their protein can be fish or chicken or beans or tofu, and then quarter of their plate with carbohydrate, which is potatoes or chips or pasta or whole grain. So by doing this, then it teaches them the components of a healthy meal. So you can decorate the plate by colouring in. You can do like this little plate's been done here. This person cut out little images, coloured them in and stuck them down. You can take them from magazines, or you can download from the internet, or you can just draw pictures and colour them in. Really, whatever you want to do yourself. And it should look a little bit like this. So let's take a look at how this works in reality. The second part of what we're going to teach you is how to measure your portion sizes using your hand and how this relates back to the portion plate. So I'm going to keep moving from the portion plate that the children have made back to a real plate, and then I'm going to show you with your hands how the portions should work. So I'm just going to move this for the moment. So your hands, how do you measure with your hands? Well, your fist size is your carbohydrate, and your carbohydrate fits here. So a carbohydrate is something like potatoes. So for example, my carbohydrate size is my fist size, so I would need maybe 3 small potatoes, and that's the right portion size for me for one meal of carbohydrate. And that fits here on my plate like this. So you can see the carbohydrate here on the plate that's been decorated by the child. That's their carbohydrate, and this is it in reality on a real plate at home. You might notice that the outside of this plate has a little pattern on it, and really for portion control, it's the inside of the plate that you should fill. So be aware that that's an adult portion size. Now a child's portion size will be smaller, and we'll show you that now in just a moment. But I'll just go through the adults one first. So there's my carbohydrate, okay? Now I'm going to show you what my protein is. So to figure out what your protein size is, you use the palm of your hand. So it's that piece there. That's the right portion size for me of protein. So I'm just going to use a little bit of chopped up chicken because I happen to have it there. So it's about the thickness of your hand, and I'm going to fill this with chicken. So this would go as well if you were making a curry for the children or for yourselves, or you were making spaghetti bolognese. That's the protein. That's as much protein as you should be having when you're making any meal for one portion size. And that fits here onto my plate, my real dinner plate, and it also fits onto the child's dinner plate here, where they have drawn in like that. Now don't worry about hygiene, this food's not going to be eaten, it's just for demonstration purposes. So there's my protein, it's my palm of my hand, there it is where the child has drawn it. Okay, so now we're going to look at our fruits and vegetables. So to figure out how much your fruit and vegetables should be, they're your 2 hands together, okay? So that's vegetables, that's protein, and it fits there. So it's your 2 fist sizes together. So for example, if I was going to have a serving of carrots, my portion size of carrots should be about this much. Now again, this is teaching children what a balanced meal is and what they should have for a balanced meal. So that's about the right portion size for me, I would think, for my vegetables. So if you look at that, in relation to that, that's about the right size. Okay, so it's just you eyeball it. It fits there. Sorry, I'm going to put it onto the real plate again. And then I'm going to figure out what my portion size is of vegetables. So today I'm going to have an apple, and that's about the right portion size for me, the apple. Could probably maybe get a slightly bigger one, but I just don't have one at the moment. So that fits there. Okay, so this is a balanced meal. I know it doesn't look hugely appetizing, there's no sauces or anything, but this is purely to teach you what your portion sizes should be. So again, the children have drawn the plate. They have their carbohydrate here. There's the carbohydrate, it's their fist size. They have their protein drawn here. It's the size of the palm of their hand, and that relates back here. They have their fruits and vegetables, which is 2 fist sizes, and that's how it looks in real terms. Now I just want to show you what that would look like for a child. So Aisling's hand, as you can see, is smaller than my hand. So let's have a look and see how much carbohydrate Aisling should have. So for her carbohydrate today, we're going to use some cooked pasta. So there we have roughly, if you eyeball it in, about that much is about right, maybe just a wee bit more. Let's have a look. Okay, so that's Aisling's carbohydrate size. So just move your fist away there for a second, Aisling, and let's bunch it up together. It's actually a little bit too much there. Let's take a little bit out. Okay, now put your fist beside that, put it over it. Now, as you can see, I actually put a little bit too much in, so I'm going to take it away. This is all eyeballing. So that's about the right portion size for her of pasta. So let's put that onto Aisling's plate. There. And that is her carbohydrate. Now it could be rice, it could be a wholemeal bun. So for example, if you were having a burger with maybe a wholemeal bun, your bun is your carbohydrate. So your bun would go here and your burger would go here. And remember, if you are having cheese with it, that's protein as well. So that needs to go there as well. And then your fruits and vegetables are here. So if you're having a bun with a burger, that's your carbohydrate. You don't need chips with it. That's your carbohydrate with it. So okay, let's get back to what we were doing. So our next thing is our protein. So it's the same as with mine, except Aisling's again is going to look smaller. So again, I'm just using these little chunks of chicken because I happen to have them. But just to give you an idea of how much protein Aisling should have at a meal, it's about that much. This is just 1 serving. Okay, so it's about that much. It doesn't look very appetizing, but it's just to give you the idea. And that fits there on her plate. Okay, that's the palm of her hand, the same thickness as her hand. And for her vegetables today, we're going to go for green beans. So it's her 2 fist sizes together. So actually show me 1 fist size and let's go with green beans. That's about the right size for her. So put it over. I know they're a little bit longer, but so there's her green beans. And today Aisling is going to have an orange for her fruit, and that's about the right size. Could be maybe slightly bigger, but you get the idea. Okay, thank you very much, Aisling. So you can see that Aisling's meal looks significantly smaller than my meal. Okay, there's less protein, there's less carbohydrate. There's more carbohydrate on mine. And again, this is how it fits on the plate that the children have made. They've drawn their protein. They now know their protein is the palm of their hand, and that's where it fits on the plate that they have made in school. Here's their carbohydrate, and it's pasta this time. It's probably a little bit too much there. I'm just going to throw that back again. So that's their carbohydrate, and it's the child's fist size. That's the carbohydrate. It could be potatoes, it could be rice, it could be whole grain bread, depending on what you're serving that evening. And then there's the fruit and vegetables. So half of their plate is fruit and vegetables, 1/4 of it is protein, and 1/4 of it is carbohydrate. So it fits like this. So again, the whole idea behind this project is that the children are able to eyeball with their hands what their portion size is, and then they can transfer it onto a plate because they've made the plate in school and they now understand what the components of a balanced meal should be. So it's up to you then to transfer this information. So for example, if you're having curry, your child should only have this much protein and you should put that much vegetables into your curry, and they should have that much rice. And as an aside, they should have this much fruit at every meal. Now, I know maybe it's not ideal to put it on the plate, however, this is for demonstration purposes. It's a memory aid for the children to remind them that they must have fruit at every meal. What you could do, which might be nice when you're serving the meal, is that you could get a little tiny bowl like this, or smaller again, and you just put it onto the side like that. It works very nicely. Use your imagination. You could put some grapes on there. So this is what Get Wise about portion size is all about, and I really hope you enjoy making your portion plates, and thank you very much for listening.